Hi everyone. I've decided I'm going to try to dehydrate cucumber for use later on in the season in salads, cucumber sauces, things like that. So many of us get an abundance of cucumbers in the summer and you just can't use them all up, and there's not a lot of information on preserving them other than making pickles. And you can only use just so many pickles, and you can only eat just so many raw cucumbers in salads and just cucumber slices and that kind of stuff. You know what it's like in the summertime when the cucumber harvest comes in. You end up with a glut of them, and you're most of the times trying to scramble to figure out what to do with them. So I am going to try this, and I'm going to take you all along and I hope it works out, and if it does, I hope everyone will give it a try. Okay, I have this little gizmo here that I think is so worth the money. It's a little Vidalia Chop Wizard, and I saw a cat's cradle with this, and it looks so handy. I went and got one, and I'll tell you what, this thing, in my opinion, is one of the best $20 I have ever spent. This makes such quick work of chopping vegetables for any kind of salads whatsoever. This one, I'm going to use the smaller one for chopping the cucumbers to dehydrate them. Because I think for like cucumber sauce, I don't want the pieces of cucumbers to be too big in that when it reconstitutes back up. So I want them to be kind of a fine dice. So I'm going to go ahead and get chopping on this, and I'll be right back. Okay. I am not cleaning the seeds out of my cucumbers because there's a lot of vitamins and nutrition in the seeds, and I know a lot of people throw them away, but to me that's like throwing vitamins and minerals in the garbage. So I don't do it. That'll be your decision if you decide to make this, if that's what you want to do, but I'm cutting these so they'll fit on here, and I'm cutting it in thirds because this is how this particular machine chops. You'd have to decide however you're chopping it, what size you want your cucumbers, but this thing just is so quick and easy. I just love it. So I'm going to chop each one of these little sections into thirds just because I've decided that's what size I want. And I've already done one tray, and one cucumber fits on my dehydrator tray. I do have the Excalibur, which I absolutely love, that dehydrator, and I was blessed enough to receive it from my daughter and her husband for Christmas last year. Bless their hearts. This thing was a dehydrator I never thought I'd be able to have, and they bought it for me. It is one of my very most treasured possessions. So one good-sized cucumber is fitting perfectly on one of these dehydrator trays, and as you can see, that's a good-sized cucumber. Once that wilts down, like if you're going to make the cucumber sauce for like pitas or different Greek or Mediterranean type, I don't know, is it tzatziki sauce or something like that? I'm not sure what it's called, but we use that a lot. And this, using dehydrated cucumbers, I figured maybe it wouldn't water down the yogurt or the sour cream, however you make yours, as much if I used the dehydrated cucumbers. I thought it might help to keep my sauce thicker, because it would just use the moisture from the yogurt or sour cream to reconstitute the cucumbers. So we're going to keep working until we get the cucumbers all processed, and we'll be back. Okay, here's what the cucumbers look like after they have finished drying on the dehydrator rack. So I will take them off now and see how much we got. I did 3 of those large cucumbers, so we'll see how many dried cucumbers that makes us. Okay, I have a cup of yogurt here, just plain yogurt, and I'm using 1/4 of a cup of the dried cucumbers, and we'll see how that rehydrates. I'm not going to add anything else to this right now because I want to see exactly what flavor the dehydrated cucumbers will give to the sour cream, yogurt. I am using yogurt. And then I will season it later with lemon and a little garlic or whatever I decide to put into it at that time. But my main purpose right now is to see what these cucumbers do once I mix them in with the yogurt. And you see the consistency of the yogurt, normal consistency. So let's see if we can thicken this yogurt up a little bit by reconstituting the cucumbers in them, which would be fantastic. Okay, and I will cover that up, and I will put it in the refrigerator, and we'll come back in an hour or so and see what has transpired. Okay, it's been 1 hour, and I just took this out of the refrigerator. We'll check it out and see what's happened here. Oh, the yogurt looks thicker. Look at that. Oh my goodness. That looks lovely. Okay, let's see how our cucumbers have rehydrated. My hands are very clean. They're nice and soft. Maybe a spoon. Give it a little taste test. Got a great flavor. It doesn't have the fresh cucumber flavor, but I'll tell you what, in the middle of winter, this is a very good alternative. That's actually quite tasty, even with no seasonings or anything in it. So I'm going to go ahead and season this up with my lemon juice and maybe a little pinch of salt and a little garlic, and let it set a little while longer. It's been an hour. I'm really impressed with the amount of liquid that's been absorbed. I mean, that's nice and thick, like a Greek yogurt thickness. That's wonderful. Okay, I'm going to season this up, and we'll be back in about another hour or so and see how it tastes with a little bit of seasoning in it. Okay, I decided I'll bring you along for the seasoning so you can see what I do here. I usually don't measure anything. I'm a kind of a throw it together kind of cook, but I thought let's try a half teaspoon of lemon juice. I'm going to put in a pinch of salt. Not that it needs to be salted per se, but I think a pinch of salt in a sauce like this really adds to the flavor. Mix that in. Okay. And I have my own homemade garlic powder. I dehydrate my garlic and I grind it in small amounts like this, and you'll see little dark beads in there. Those are mung beans, and the reason I put mung beans in my powdered garlic is because there's no additives or anything in this, and the mung beans help keep moisture at bay, along with helping to break the garlic up, because there's no anti-caking agents in this either. This is my own homemade garlic. So I just put the mung beans in, and they help, like they're like little ball bearings, and help knock this around, but they're big enough that they won't go through the holes and come out into my food. So I'm going to put just a couple little shakes of garlic. And this is more potent than the garlic you can buy in the store too, so if I was using store-bought garlic, I would use more, because we love garlic around here. But you'd use that for your own, you'd use it to your own taste. You get a clean spoon. That's perfect. Now, I'll cover that back up. I'll let it set a little longer. And I'll let you know how it turns out. Okay, those 3 large cucumbers yielded about a pint of dried cucumbers. Remember, I dried these with the flesh, with the seeds. I do peel them, and I peeled them because we are dehydrating them, and the skins are kind of tough to begin with on just regular cucumbers. These were not English cucumbers with the thinner skin. These were slicing cucumbers. So in the drying process, those skins would have gotten really tough. So I opted to peel those off. But I do leave the seeds, as I said, the seeds intact, and I just chop them all. There is a multitude of vitamins and minerals in higher concentration in the seeds and skins of many fruits and vegetables. So do your own research and make your decision whether you want to remove the seeds and the skin on things. But I always opt to leave them intact if at all possible. Now, this is the second day. I put the cucumbers and the yogurt together yesterday. So these have marinated together and the cucumbers have rehydrated. There's a half a teaspoon of lemon juice and a pinch of salt in here, just because that's what we prefer. You don't have to do that. But the yogurt is nice and thick. These would be great to put on gyros or any kind of like a pita sandwich or anything like that. There's a multitude of things you could use this for. The cucumbers rehydrate very nicely, and I am going to do this more. I would say this experiment was a complete success. The flavor of this is fantastic. The texture of the cucumbers is a little chewier than it would be if you had just wilted the fresh cucumber down to put in your sauce, but I don't mind that. It's not anything that's offensive or anything like that. So, yeah, I say this is a complete success. I hope you try it, and please let me know if you do and if you like it. Okay, have a good day. Bye.